Hello, my name is Jesse, and today I'm going to be doing our Chapter 14, Question 8 example problem. Again, these variables are not going to be the same that are in the book, but we're going to be doing something similar to at least what the question is asking. So, to start out with, the first part of that question asks us to to estimate our Pearson correlation given our data and finding it in a scatter plot. Now, let's draw our scatter plot here. Along the x-axis, we have going up to 7. So we'll do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then along the right, we have our y values going up to 8. So then we'll do the same over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Draw this out a little bit longer. 8. And then we'll actually draw a scatter plot on. So for x7, y2, we will go x over 7 and then up 2. For 6x, y2, we'll do go over to 6, go up 2. For our 4x, we'll go y3. And then for our x2, we'll go up 4. And then for our 1, we'll go up 8. Okay. Our line will go down like this. And so whenever we estimate our Pearson, we're looking at how steep our line is when we draw it through our scatter plot, and which direction it's going in. Now, for this graph, we see it is a very steep line. So the Pearson is most likely high, like a 0.8, 0.9. But when it comes to the direction, it's going from up high on the left at our x1, going low to our right at x7. So that means we have a negative high correlation. So if we estimate, let's say we have a negative 0.8. That's why we solved the first part. Now let's actually see if that is correct, which I'm just going to write it up here. Oops. Okay. So to start out with, we find our sum of x. So 7 plus 6 is 13, plus 4 is 17, plus 2 is 19, plus 1 is 20. Sum. For our y, it's 2 plus 2 is 4, plus 3 is 7, plus 4 is 11, plus 8 is 19. Now we'll find x squared. Which, let me grab my calculator, sorry. We'll find, oops, I just realized we'll do xy now, because it's right next to each other, so it'll be easier to look at. 7 times 2 is 14. 6 times 2 is 12. 4 times 3 is 12. 2 times 4 is 8. And 1 times 8 is 8. And then our sum of x with this score will be 14 plus 12 plus 12 plus 8 plus 8. And that'll be 54. Now we'll find our x squared. So 7 times 7 is 49. 6 times 6 is 36. 4 times 4 is 16. 2 times 2 is 4. 1 times 1 is 1. 49 plus 36 plus 16 plus 4 plus 1 is going to be our sum of 106. And now we find our y square. Okay. 2 times 2 is 4. 2 times 2 is 4 again. Oops. 3 times 3 is 9. 4 times 4 is 16. 8 times 8 is 64. So our last total that we'll find is our y squared total, and that'll be, oops, I just realized that that's not filled in. 4 plus 4 plus 9 plus 16 plus 64. That'll be our total of 97. Okay, so now that we have all of our variables selected, now we're going to plug it into our formula. So our formula is going to be, let me pull it up real quick. N times xy, or well, our sum of xy minus sum of x times our sum of y all over the square root of n sum x squared minus our x sum squared. All this times our now y equivalent of n y squared, our sum of y squared, minus our sum of y being squared. So let's plug that in. It'll be easier to look at once we have the actual numbers in their place instead of like the variable listing of it. So yeah, let's do n, which for n we have basically it's going to be our sum of y, because that's how many scores there are. So 19 people gave their data. So 19 times the sum of xy, which is 54, minus the sum of x, which is 20, minus our sum of y. Oh, sorry. Times just our sum of y, not minus. 19. over the square root of our 19 x squared, which we found was 106. 106. Oops. Minus 19 minus 106. Oops, no, that was right. 19 times 106 minus our x squared that we found. Or sorry, our x, which is 20 squared. Times our 19 y squared of 97 minus our y sum of 19 being squared. And so we're just going to kind of break that down in chunks. So we're going to do the first layer first, and then we'll kind of write it down once we get both layers solved out. So 19 times 54, so we're just going to do the first layer up here, and we're going to do that first and carry it over here beneath it. So 19 times 54 is 1026 minus 20 times 19, which is 380, over square root of 19 times 106, 2014, minus 20 squared, so 20 times 20 is 400. So I'm kind of doing these out of order just because it doesn't matter mathematically, but you should do PEMDAS, which I'll just do it now, but just to correct myself. 19 times 19 squared over here, just to do PEMDAS, is 361. 19 times 97, 1843. Minus. So these two are in their own parentheses. And now we're going to move that all over here. So let's do the top layer again first. 1026 minus 380 is 646 divided by 2014 minus 400, which is going to be 1614 times our 1843 minus 361. So 1843 minus 361 is 1482. Okay, and then one last time we're going to simplify this. So I'm just going to draw like a weird another curvy arrow. There's a lot of math going everywhere, but we'll get it. So let's just solve the bottom, the denominator now again. So 1614 times 1482 is that's such a large number. 2,391,948. Divide that by 646. So definitely in your homework, of course, these numbers that I'm doing are not like balanced. I'm just making them up. So they're not going to be this large, mind you. This is just me throwing numbers on a board. Okay, one last time. 646 divided by 2,391,948 is 0.00027 or 0.0003. So we were not right earlier with our estimation. Our p-value was way too low. So in lab, this would not be significant. But we did all the math and we figured out how to do it together. So, that's probably worth more than getting something critical. Okay, hope this helped you. Thank you very much.